main reason a police force is in existence is for prevention, not answering calls and being available at the school, just sitting there. That helps, right? That prevents a lot of stuff. That's the key to law enforcement is prevention, not answering a call. So they were always kind of backwards in that deal. That's
Maybe we should park cop cars down along 71. I know where to get a bunch of
well,
them. And we could put motion lights on them, and
that's helped in Martin.
Yeah, I know it has.
Doesn't anymore. People are, because I've been filling them bins now they go by their 60. That whole deal's wore off.
Oh, Sheriff County's got a fucking put some tickets in that.
I know, that's yeah, they gotta move it to the other side of the road.
You know, you could really have some entertainment going to 71 to 60. You could buy an old van, put a pocket bar in there. You could just jump in the old van and drive up and down 71 and having your coffee in the morning. Take the show on the road.
That would be interesting.
All right. Anything else, Chris? All right. Any other comments? Thank you for coming in.
I'm right on schedule.
You are. Well, we're always on schedule until Brent shows up.
Yep.
Oh, Brent, you're here.
Or
I'm
Brent
here.
get beat up.
That's right. Is it my turn?
No,
Okay.
not yet. It's Oliver's turn.
I'll be brief if I can. Just an update on the Kathleen Murray situation. I received a counteroffer from her counsel. She's requesting, and I'm just going to be completely honest with you, she's requesting $2,000 as opposed to the $1,400 and change that was initially offered her. Plus, she would like to retain the use of her laptop as long as she's perfectly fine with wiping it so that it's not a security issue, that it's not connected with the Wells County network. Based on the fact that the laptop wasn't really going to be something that our office was going to use since we were provided a new one as a condition of my employment here, I don't really have an issue with allowing her to continue using it, but I wanted to present that to you guys in case there was some pushback on that particular thing. It's old, it's probably not got a high resale value. If you want to write it off, that's fine. I'm inclined to stick with the original offer in terms of the dollar amount as opposed to saying, okay, the $2,000, but just wanted to put that out to you guys.
You're staying with the 1,400.
That's what I would prefer to come.
That's what I would like. Why should we give her everything she wants when she leaves?
I
Stay with the 1,400. That's the way I think it is.
This laptop was Wells County's?
It was.
It is Wells County.
Yes, it is.
Everything's gotten so changed.
Did she give a reason why she wants to keep it?
She just enjoys using it and she's used to using it. And
Oh,
she works at the
just
attorney-
like for her own use.
Yes.
There's nothing on it that would refer back to some case that she would need to.
Well, the idea is, and the email that I got from Mr. Byers, her attorney about it, basically is that she's perfectly fine with removing all the details about it from her time here, like wiping it of the sensitive information that is currently contained on it, which she took with her to the Attorney General's office to continue working on some criminal cases.
Right. That was the original.
Right.
We can sell it to her for $2,000.
I was tempted to immediately email them back and say, listen, this is probably what they're going to say, but
That would work too. For their 1,400 or the extra
So
$600 she
if
wants.
we get it back, is there any
You wouldn't
use?
it.
not really. I mean, unless Dan has something else.
Dan, you have any use for it?
No.
In any other department or anything?
It's, at the time, and I'm not even 100% sure it's the same one. We buy our equipment on a state bid.
Yep.
So that every laptop is the same. And she went out and bought one on her own. Isn't anything like this. And oh yeah. Okay. I suspect this is the laptop we're talking about. It's not an HP, doesn't look like this, etc. Which obviously was a no-no because our procurement specifically states.
Right, because we had a service agreement then with that brand of.
Yeah, NRG is our tech management.
Sure.
Okay. And that's why we go through them, which everything's on state bid. So you're getting the lowest prices you can. I think, I'm not kidding here. I think she bought this at Best Buy, I believe. So,
And that's
neither here nor there, but In other words, the county is not gonna use this, but I think that should factor into any financial.
So she
Yeah,
wants,
that's
so she wants $2,000, give her the 1,400 and give her the computer, and then
Give her
that's the
1,000.
extra 600.
No,
Give
I
her
was gonna
1,000
say,
in the computer.
well, yeah, she.
Or
if
1,000
she-
and a
If she
computer.
wants to use the computer, she should just
Make her
buy
pay
it.
something for it.
That's the idea, but it is several years old, so I don't know what the exact resale value is.
Yeah.
It's
well,
probably worthless.
And a computer,
Well, if she wants it so
once
bad.
it hits 3 years old, it is worthless. It's obsolete in half that time, but it still has value. After 3 years, it has.
Oliver, is it, there's such thing though, you can't give county property away, don't you have to?
Oh, yeah.
Well, and this is
We've
personalized, and it can be
for
part
2
of,
years.
there's gonna be a financial value to it, which is why it needs to be a part of whatever any negotiated settlement is going to be,
Nothing simple.
I say we offer her 1,000 in her computer and see what she comes back with.
Just get it over,
Just
give
let
her
all-
that
just let
offer
her
and
negotiate.
let her.
Yeah.
The one bedroom.
The 1,400 and the computer's worth about 600 to her, or else we get the computer back.
Yeah.
But I mean, she should take on that if she wants the computer that bad. Yeah.
Let's be big boys about it.
Yeah. If it's not,
Just to be clear, what I'm asking for in exchange is that she waives future claims against the county.
Yep,
right.
yeah, we're done.
Get it settled.
Okay.
All right, I will proceed with that course of action.
Anything else for us?
Yeah, I actually wanted to just run something by the commission real quick. I'm just going to pull up the. There's a program that the state runs called the Rural Attorney Recruitment Program. It was created by the legislature and pays eligible attorneys about $9,000 a year to work full-time in a rural community and live in close proximity to it for 5 years. The cost is assessed to 3 parties. It's half to the North Dakota Supreme Court, 15% to the State Bar Association, and then about 35% to the rural community. So it's about $3,150 would be to the county. My basic idea was, since the idea is that I would like to purchase some property in Harvey, I mentioned that to Brian, and I figured I might let you guys know as well. It would make it easier for me if I had a little bit more cash to work with, and if essentially the county agreed to reduce my salary by the same amount that it would pay into the Rural Attorney Recruitment Program, such that I'd be able to get a better return. I could invest that money in purchasing property in Wells County. Does that kind of make sense?
Sure.
So that was just my proposal, is whether you guys would be willing to sign off on me drafting a letter to that effect to the North Dakota Supreme Court on behalf of the Wells County Commission, basically saying, hey, listen, we got somebody here who'd like to participate in the rural community on a more regular basis. If not, completely understood, but I just figured I'd put that on you guys' table.
What do you think?
would you put together a proposal, or how quickly does this have to occur?
So the end date for the application process is November 30th, so we have a couple of months. I just wanted to
Put together a proposal and bring it back here.
Right, with the dollars and cents and the, yeah.
we aren't even in the application period yet. So
Hard copy.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
it's a good idea. There aren't very many attorneys participating in it, which is unfortunate.
I never knew there was such a program.
That's good though.
It incentivizes people. So. I think it also gives you guys a little more security because, you mentioned when you hired me, if you want to stand for re-election, got to have property in town. So.
Put some roots down.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's pretty much everything I have. So I appreciate you guys.
Anything else? What do you, just a quick question, everybody wants to know, Boone wants to know, I just kidding. Your caseload, any quirks, any getting acclimated now to Wells County, any problems or
No.
surprises?
Nothing surprising. Obviously,
That's good.
the elephant in the room is, everyone is aware, I can't really talk about, is recent events from the past few days. I can't talk about it for the reasons.
Oh, right.
But as far as the rest of the caseload goes, I have a couple trials, 6 trials stacked in October, of which at most 3 will go. Then after that, in November, they have a few trials scheduled. Everything's going pretty well with those.
You got a big one in January,
Potentially.
potentially.
Yeah, potentially. We'll see. Yeah, there's a couple of cases. One got handed back down from the Supreme Court that we've got a reset trial for. I'm thinking I'm going to recharge the guy because it's a robbery case and pretty serious. But apart from that, the caseload is going good. I can get hard numbers for you guys.
No. We're just curious as to if you're overwhelmed by the situation or because.
Not overwhelmed. I think I can handle it. The nice thing about this is that since I have a laptop, I can work from home on certain stuff. So. The police have been very helpful. The Harvey Police Chief has been doing a great job so far. I would just echo whatever everyone else has been saying about that. There's a lot of experience. He answers the phone like that. He's always great talking to me out with the problems that he's having. And I really hope he's able to get some deputies.
Well, that's his problem. He's behind Ranger right now. But.
He has a very state-of-the-art building. The Harvey City Commission, I guess, allocated funds in that. He has a very modern police station compared to a lot of other rural towns, and I think that should be a big draw. It's just a matter of getting bodies in the door.
So I got a question. I know what Kathleen was working on, some cases that were appealed and stuff. Is that falling in your lap now? Or?
It does. She left, but she was working on a couple of cases that were up for appeal before the Supreme Court, which is why she needed her equipment when she went to the Attorney General's office. Yeah. So that stuff does fall to me now, though, because that appeal process.
You just take over that.
Basically.
I was curious.
I've also, I guess, to give you an update on stuff since the last commission meeting, I have been in contact with the mayor of Cafe, just working through the research that he asked me to do on that. That's in progress. And then the water board issue involving the culverts that were damaged. That stuff is being worked on the civil side first before I talked with the attorney who's in charge of doing the investigation. They're putting together an engineer's report. We're assessing how much it costs, all that kind of stuff. Before we actually go into the process of looking into criminal charges, I just want to make sure we have all our ducks in a row, just to make sure that there's actionable stuff there and how much it's, what the value is. But that's all in progress.
Yep. Yeah, we have a report on that.
For sure.
Okay, good.
Any other questions for Oliver?
Is there still assistant over here, Logan, or?
Logan finished his last day on the 24th. He'd be happy to, I think, come back during the summer. He was extremely helpful for me. I don't know if any of you happen to look in the window, but I had him move all of the sensitive files into the separate locked portion of the States Attorney's office so that people can just look into the publicly available side of it and look through the window. Just because, obviously, there are some things that, since they're in progress, in public, but we want to make sure that things are relatively transparent and people don't ask questions. So, he was a big help in moving those files into the right place and reorganizing them.
Good. Anything else?
He might come back next summer, you said?
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to college?
He is. He's in political science, and then he wants to do a 3+3 program to go to law school early, because he had an idea of maybe coming to work here. But
He's at UND.
he is at UND. I actually met him for lunch earlier this week.
Oh, good. Any other questions?
Anything you need from us yet, or everything cool?
No, I'm thanking whatever favors I can.
Well, good.
No.
Thanks for coming in and
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
for having me. I'll stick around for a little bit, you guys. All right.
We just conclude by saying it is extremely refreshing. A person was to call you, text you, email you, get a response with these flips. So kudos to you. Thank you very much.
I appreciate that. Also, I tried giving Luna a call the other day, but it didn't come through. So, yeah, I don't know. You wanted to talk to me.
Pay your bill?
So. I'm not going to say nothing about that. So, but
Boone, I know you paid your bill, but Boone may not have. So that's another issue we'll talk about later.
I heard you were gonna call me, and it never happened, and I thought, no, I'm not gonna call it, because I've been, my phone, I don't know, sometimes.
is the phone that's listed on the website an okay phone for me?
0633
0633
341.
You gotta get a new phone, you said it was a
I know.
Well, I'll give you a call later and see. If not, I'll give you.
The other one may have gotten wet somehow.
Stick it in the microwave with some rice. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it needed more than that, because it never come about.
All right. Anything else? Thank you. Brent, you're up.
Alright,
On right on time. You
chip,
got 15 minutes, so take all the time you want.
heck, it should only take 10. Chip seal is over half done. They're spraying oil as we speak, and that chip seal on Highway 5, the 6 miles into Bremen, will be completed at the end of the day. It's going to take 6 tanker loads. I predicted between 35 and 40,000 gallons of oil. It's going to be probably about 37,000 gallons, and actually we're going to actually get a mile done of the other Bremen Highway, just because in between loads, rather than get a half load, they're bringing the full last load. So we'll get about 7 miles chip sealed in the Bremen area, and basically have 7 more to do next year. And if the prices stay the same, what it costs us to chip seal this year will probably cost us that again next year to do the 7 miles by Bremen. Few little hiccups, but other than that, it's gone real well. We repaired the culvert, temporarily repaired the culvert over on the Chaseley Road. We took the backhoe over there, took some dirt over there, took some rock over there. We pulled that band that was completely shot and blocking the entryway into the pipe off. There is just a little dirt inside the culvert, not as much as one would think. Repaired the holes above up by the highway, and basically built a rock apron around the inlet of the culvert to try to protect the culvert this coming spring, depending on what kind of snow we have. And a lot will show whatever winter we have. If our rock apron holds up and there's not a lot of damage, it may be very likely that we could put that big project off a year or two. Not that I'm in favor of that, but we'll see how the spring goes. So that's been fixed. The 9th blade is in use and will be in use the whole month, the rest of the month of September and October. I've gotten Sean into that machine. I went out and trained with him for a day. He took to it like a duck to water. I put him on a non-important road first over by Boone's. I figured if he could screw something up.
All the roads by Boone's.
Yeah, go over and screw Boone's road up. He did really
He did a very good job, and I give him thumbs up, and he give me a thumbs up.
So I got him piggybacking with Tristan, and he's on the chip seal now. He's loading the chip spreader. He's very handy. Certainly am very enthused about having him next week, and basically till freeze up, he will be in that 9th machine, helping Gary and helping some of the young guys down south. He'll be working in the Cathay and Sykeston area. Those 2 blade operators I did not pull off for a couple days on the chip seal. I want them to keep going. So once we're completed with our chip seal today, all the blade operators, you'll have 9 machines going till freeze up. So I'm very excited about Sean. Sean wants to run a blade, and it didn't take long for me to figure out that he's been in a blade and had experience in a blade.
He just didn't have the.
He was running the antler racks rather than the joysticks. So he will work with Bucky too. Bucky's, what I would probably admit to being our most experienced and best blade guy.
Well, how about, for PR wise, if you could float them around a little bit before freeze up in all the areas.
Yep. I especially want him to work in the Cathay area and work down the Sykeston, because those 2 operators are behind. Gary's behind. I had some issues with Gary again, but I had a long talk with him in the pickup about 45 minutes last week, and got him hopefully straightened out. He had some issues with some public and traffic, and we had a long talk. So hopefully he will continue to improve. As far as the Knife River projects, as I stated, we had a pre-construction meeting yesterday on the phone. It was all via the phone. I called in and listened in. And when Brian gets here, he'll probably explain. The only thing that I got out of that, and Brian, you can interject, is that the project that's going to start on the bridge, they want to pump water from the river for compaction. And they don't have a permit from the State Water Commission, and that scares me a little bit, and I may be completely wrong, but the State Water Commission can screw up the best of laid plans. Is that going to be an issue to get that permit?
It shouldn't be, no. And if they can't get it in time, they can pull water from
Harvey or wherever.
approved site.
Yeah,
with
approved
a
site.
water tank. at
That
worst
that
case
one just
scenario.
caught my attention listening in
Yeah.
yesterday. So, and I think Brian he'll be here to talk, and you might as well come up here because we're going to be talking about Knife River anyway.
That's good.
I think that project is slated to start the 16th, correct?
That's what their plan was, and now it's pushed back to the 23rd.
23rd, another
So,
week.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
23rd, they're planning to move in, and they'll start. They'll dig in water diversion, put in a new pipe so they can dewater the site, and then move the old pipes and dewater that and get the box culvert installed. So they figured 2 weeks.
What's their deadline?
November
Or
2nd.
November
Oh,
2nd.
exactly.
End of October, early November.
It shouldn't be